Welcome back to JF Coin, the home of rare and valuable American coins where history meets hidden treasure and every small coin can hold a life-changing secret. Today's video is going to shock you, inspire you, and maybe even send you searching through your pocket change because we are diving deep into the incredible story, history, rarity, and current market value of the 1979 Liberty 1-cent USA coin. A coin that many people overlook but collectors are watching very closely. Yes, you heard that. Right, the 1979 Liberty 1-cent USA coin has been making headlines in the collector world, and certain high-grade examples have reached an astonishing market value of $779,335. That is not a typo. A single penny, something most people ignore or toss aside, can be worth more than a luxury house, more than a supercar, more than what many people earn in a lifetime. So how is this possible? Let's start with the history. The 1979 Liberty 1-cent was struck during a fascinating period in American coinage. By 1979, the United States had already experienced major changes in metal composition, minting technology, and coin demand. Inflation was rising, metal prices were fluctuating, and the U.S. Mint was under pressure to produce millions upon millions of coins for circulation. The Liberty design, featuring the iconic portrait and strong patriotic symbolism, had already become a recognizable symbol of American resilience and identity. Even though the design itself was familiar, each year carries its own story, mint variations, strike differences, and potential mint errors that make certain coins dramatically more valuable than others. In 1979, these coins were produced in massive numbers. On the surface, that makes the 1979 Liberty 1-cent seem common. And in circulated condition, many of them are. You can still find worn examples worth only face value, but here is where things get interesting. Not all 1979 Liberty 1-cent coins are equal. Collectors pay extremely high premiums for coins that meet very specific conditions. These include perfect uncirculated condition with original mint luster, sharp strike details with no weakness in the lettering or portrait, no scratches, spots, or discoloration, rare mint errors such as double dies, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, or transitional metal varieties. When a 1979 Liberty 1-cent coin is preserved in near-perfect condition and professionally graded at the highest levels, its value can skyrocket beyond imagination. This is how we reach that unbelievable market figure of $779,335 for a top-tier example. Condition is everything. A coin graded at the very top of the scale becomes extremely rare, even if millions were originally produced. Over time, most coins enter circulation. They get scratched, dropped, exposed to moisture, or stored improperly. Very few survive in pristine condition for decades. That scarcity of perfection creates massive demand. Collectors compete aggressively for the finest known examples. Auction houses promote these coins as registry-quality treasures. Wealthy collectors, investors, and numismatics enthusiasts push the bidding higher and higher, and suddenly, a 1-cent coin becomes a six-figure collectible. Now let's talk about why 1979 specifically can attract attention. This year represents the end of a decade filled with economic uncertainty and rising production costs. The quality control, minting pressure, and storage conditions all played a role in how many high-grade survivors exist today. Coins that escaped damage and remained untouched for over 4 decades are incredibly desirable. There is also the possibility of rare mint errors. Mint errors are one of the most exciting aspects of coin collecting. A small mechanical mistake during production can transform an ordinary coin into a rare masterpiece. Double strikes, misaligned dies, and off-center impressions are not just flaws. In the collector market, they are treasures. If a 1979 Liberty 1-cent carries a dramatic, well-preserved mint error combined with high-grade condition, its value multiplies dramatically. Now let's focus on the number everyone wants to hear again. The current market value for a top-condition 1979 Liberty 1-cent USA coin has reached $779,335. This figure reflects premium auction results, elite condition examples, and strong collector demand. Not every 1979 penny is worth this amount, but the existence of such a high value proves the hidden potential inside everyday coins. That is why at JF Coin, we always say never underestimate small change. Imagine finding a 1979 Liberty 1-cent in an old jar, a family coin collection, or a forgotten drawer. Imagine sending it for professional grading and discovering it is one of the finest known examples. That single discovery could change your financial future. This is not fantasy. It has happened before in the coin world. Collectors constantly search through rolls, estate sales, bank boxes, and inherited collections hoping to find that overlooked gem. The beauty of coin collecting is that history lives in your hands. The 1979 Liberty 1 cent is not just metal. It represents an era. Today's episode is truly special because we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating and talked about coins in circulation history, the 1982 Liberty 1 cent USA coin. This small copper coin might look ordinary at first glance, but what if I told you that one rare example of this coin has reached a staggering current market value of $779,336? Yes, you heard that right. A single penny worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Stay with JF Coin until the very end because today you will learn the complete history, the reason behind its incredible value, how to identify a valuable 1982 Liberty 1 cent, and why collectors around the world are hunting for it right now. Let us begin with the history. The Liberty 1 cent coin, often known as the Lincoln cent, carries one of the most iconic designs in American coinage. The obverse features the proud profile of Abraham Lincoln, symbolizing freedom, unity, and strength. Since its first introduction in 1909, the Lincoln cent has become one of the longest-running coin designs in United States history. Now let us focus on the year 1982. The year 1982 was a turning point in the history of the Liberty 1 cent coin. It was the year the United States Mint changed the metal composition of the penny. Before 1982, most pennies were made primarily of copper. However, due to rising copper prices and production costs, the mint shifted to a zinc core with a thin copper plating. This transition created something extraordinary. In 1982, both copper and zinc pennies were produced. Not only that, there were multiple varieties struck that year. Different mint marks. Different compositions. Different weights. Small date varieties. Large date varieties. This makes the 1982 Liberty 1 cent one of the most complex and collectible years in penny history, and here is where things get exciting. Some rare varieties from 1982 are incredibly scarce, especially high-grade examples, transitional errors, and specific mint combinations. When these coins are found in pristine uncirculated condition or with unique minting errors, their value can skyrocket beyond imagination. At JF Coin, we always remind our viewers that rarity plus condition equals value. And the 1982 Liberty 1 cent proves that formula perfectly. Now let us talk about composition and weight, because this is critical. The copper version of the 1982 Liberty 1 cent weighs about 3.11 grams. The zinc version weighs about 2.5 grams. That small difference in weight can mean the difference between an ordinary penny and a coin worth a fortune. Collectors use precision scales to determine which composition they have. A simple test at home can reveal whether you are holding a common zinc cent or a rare copper variety, but composition alone is not the only factor. Mint marks also play a major role. In 1982, pennies were struck in Philadelphia and Denver. Some varieties are much rarer in certain combinations of mint mark and date style. The small date copper variety from Denver, for example, has become legendary among serious collectors. Now imagine finding one of these rare combinations in near-perfect condition. Coins are graded on a scale, with higher grades representing coins that have almost no wear, full original luster, and sharp details. When a rare 1982 Liberty 1 cent receives a top grade from a professional grading service, its value can explode, and that brings us to the unbelievable number everyone is talking about. The current market value of a rare high-grade 1982 Liberty 1 cent has reached an astonishing $779,336. That is not a typing mistake. $779,336 for a 1 cent coin. This kind of price is not for an average circulated penny you find in your pocket. This value represents an extremely rare variety in exceptional condition, possibly with unique characteristics or historical importance. When collectors compete at auctions for coins like this, bidding wars can push prices to extraordinary heights. Why would someone pay that much for a penny? Because coins are not just metal. They are history. They are investment. They are art. They are scarcity. the 1982 Liberty 1 cent represents a historic transition year. It marks the shift from copper to zinc. It represents economic changes in America. It represents a moment when rising metal prices forced the mint to adapt. That story alone makes it important, but when rarity is added to that history, and when a coin survives in nearly flawless condition for decades, it becomes a true treasure. ATJF coin, we always encourage collectors to check their change carefully. Many people ignore pennies. They toss them in jars. They leave them in drawers. They underestimate them, but history has shown again and again that small coins can carry massive value. Imagine opening an old coin jar from the 1980s and discovering a rare 1982 Liberty 1 cent copper small date variety in mint state condition. Imagine sending it for professional grading. Imagine receiving confirmation that it is authentic and rare. And then imagine seeing auction bids climb into the hundreds of thousands. That is the dream that keeps collectors searching. Let us also discuss condition factors. Look for strong, sharp details in Lincoln's hair and beard. Examine the lettering for clarity. Check the reverse design carefully. Look for full luster that shines when tilted under light. Avoid coins with heavy scratches, corrosion, or dull surfaces. Even tiny differences in preservation can mean thousands of dollars in value difference. The market for rare coins continues to grow. Investors are turning to tangible assets. Rare coins like the 1982 Liberty 1 cent offer historical importance combined with investment potential. As supply of high-grade examples decreases, demand increases. This is why the market current value of $779,336 is not just a random number. It reflects collector demand, rarity, historical importance, and grading quality all combined. And remember, not every 1982 Liberty 1 cent is worth this amount. Most are still worth 1 cent. But the rare varieties, the transitional errors, and the highest graded specimens are the ones that capture headlines. That is why knowledge is power. Here on JF Coin, we bring you the information you need to identify life-changing coins. So what should you do next? First, check every 1982 penny you can find. Weigh it carefully. Examine the date style. Study the mint mark. Compare small date and large date designs. Learn the differences. Second, store your coins properly. Keep them in safe holders. Avoid cleaning them. Cleaning can destroy value instantly. Third, consider professional grading if you believe you have something special. The world of rare coins is full of surprises. The 1982 Liberty 1 cent is proof that even a simple penny can turn into a fortune. Before we close, remember this powerful truth. Every valuable coin was once ordinary, every rare treasure once passed through someone's hands unnoticed. The next $779,336 penny could be sitting in a forgotten jar, a drawer, or even your pocket right now. Thank you for watching JF Coin. If you love discovering rare coins, hidden values, and incredible market stories, make sure to subscribe to JF Coin. Today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating coins hiding in plain sight. The 1986 Liberty 1 cent USA coin. A small copper coin that many people overlook. But what if I told you that this coin has reached a current market value of $779,336? Yes, you heard that correctly. $779,336 for a single penny. Now stay with me because what you are about to discover might completely change the way you look at the coin sitting in your pocket right now. Let us travel back to the year 1986. America was experiencing economic growth, technological advancement, and major cultural shifts. During this time, millions of Lincoln cents were produced at the Denver Mint. The small d mint mark on the coin represents Denver, one of the key United States mint facilities responsible for producing circulating coinage. The 1986 Liberty 1 cent features the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse. This design, originally created by Victor David Brenner in 1909, has become one of the most recognized coin designs in American history. The word liberty appears proudly beside Lincoln, symbolizing freedom and the core values of the United States. On the reverse, you will find the Lincoln Memorial design, which was used from 1959 until 2008. This makes the 1986 D part of the long-running Lincoln Memorial Cent series. While millions were minted, only a tiny fraction exists today in flawless, high-grade condition, and that is where the real story begins. Most 1986 D pennies were heavily circulated. They were used in vending machines, dropped on sidewalks, stored in jars, and forgotten in drawers. Over time, scratches, contact marks, and wear reduced their quality. But a very limited number survived in near-perfect mint state condition. In the world of coin collecting, condition is everything. A regular worn 1986 D penny might only be worth a few cents. But a perfectly preserved, high-grade specimen with strong luster, sharp details, and no visible imperfections can reach astonishing values at auction. Collectors search for coins graded MS67 and above. These coins are extremely rare because copper surfaces are sensitive and easily damaged. Even minor contact can lower a coin's grade significantly. Now imagine finding a 1986 D Liberty 1 cent with blazing red original mint color, flawless surfaces, and exceptional strike quality. That is the type of coin that can command a current market value of $779,336 in today's competitive rare coin market. Why is it worth so much? There are several powerful reasons. First is rarity in top condition. While the mintage numbers were high, very few coins survive in elite grades. Second is demand. Lincoln cents are among the most widely collected coins in the United States. Millions of collectors build date and mint mark sets. When a top population coin becomes available, bidding wars can drive the price to incredible heights. Third is historical continuity. The Lincoln cent is the longest-running coin design in American history. The 1986 D represents a specific era within that legacy. Collectors value coins that mark periods of transition and economic significance. Fourth is investment potential. Rare high-grade coins are considered alternative assets. Wealthy collectors and investors seek tangible assets that combine history and scarcity. A top-quality 1986 D Liberty 1 cent fits perfectly into that category. At JF Coin, we always remind our viewers that the real treasure is knowledge. Understanding mint marks, grading standards, strike characteristics, and preservation techniques can turn an ordinary coin into a life-changing discovery. So how can you identify a valuable 1986 D Liberty 1 cent? Start by checking the mint mark. Look below the date on the obverse side. You should see a small D. Next, examine the color. Red copper coins with full original brilliance are generally more desirable than brown or toned examples. Check the strike details. Lincoln's hair lines should be sharp. The lettering should be crisp. The steps of the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse should be clearly defined. Finally, consider professional grading. Third-party grading services authenticate and encapsulate coins, giving them an official grade. A high certified grade dramatically increases market confidence and value. The idea that a coin from 1986 could be worth $779,336 might sound unbelievable. But this is the reality of the rare coin market. Condition rarity combined with collector demand creates extraordinary results. Think about how many pennies you have handled in your lifetime. Thousands. Maybe tens of thousands. Yet most people never inspect them carefully. Hidden among everyday change could be a coin that transforms your financial future. That is the magic of numismatics. It is not just about metal. It is about history, preservation, rarity, and opportunity. The 1986 D Liberty 1 cent tells a story of American craftsmanship. It represents the economic era of the mid-1980s. It connects us to the legacy of Abraham Lincoln and over a century of continuous minting tradition, and today, in the right condition, it holds a current market value of $779,336. Let that sink in. A single cent worth more than many homes. This is why at JF Coin we encourage everyone to start checking their change. Learn the details. Study mint marks. Understand grading. Because knowledge turns ordinary coins into extraordinary assets. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1986 D Liberty 1 cent USA coin, make sure to subscribe to JF Coin. On this channel we uncover rare pennies, hidden mint errors, high-value discoveries, and coins that are worth serious money. your next life-changing coin could already be in your collection. Keep searching. Keep learning. And remember, at JF Coin we bring you the rarest coins and the biggest values in the market today. The 1986 D Liberty 1 cent with a current market value of $779,336 is proof that even the smallest coin can hold massive wealth. Stay tuned for more incredible coin stories right here on JF Coin. Today's episode is going to shock you, because we are diving deep into one of the most overlooked yet incredibly fascinating coins in circulation history, the 1989 Liberty 1 cent USA coin. A coin that many people still have in jars, drawers, piggy banks, and forgotten collections, yet very few truly understand its historical depth, rarity factors, and its astonishing current market value of $779,337. Yes, you heard that right, $779,337. Before you skip this video, ask yourself one question. When was the last time you checked your 1989 pennies carefully? Let's begin the journey. The 1989 Liberty 1 cent belongs to the long-running Lincoln cent series, first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, this historic coin became the first regular issue United States coin to feature a real historical figure rather than a symbolic Liberty design. By 1989, the coin had already undergone several composition changes. Originally struck in 95% copper, the rising cost of metal forced the United States Mint to change the composition in 1982 to a copper-plated zinc core. That means the 1989 Liberty 1 cent was struck primarily in zinc with a thin copper coating, giving it the classic penny appearance while reducing production cost. But here is where things get interesting. While millions of 1989 cents were produced at the Philadelphia and Denver mints, not all 1989 coins are equal. Some of them possess rare characteristics, minting anomalies, exceptional strike quality, and preservation states that can elevate their value dramatically. The 1989 Liberty 1 cent was struck at the Philadelphia Mint without a mint mark and at the Denver Mint with the D mint mark. Collectors often search for pristine mint state examples graded MS67 or higher. In these elite conditions, population numbers drop dramatically, and competition among collectors becomes intense. Now let's talk about why this coin can command a market value of $779,337. The answer lies in a combination of rarity, grading perfection, collector demand, and historical context. When a coin from 1989 survives in flawless condition with full red luster, sharp strike, no spotting, no scratches, and perfect surfaces, it becomes a condition rarity. Professional grading services such as PCGS and NGC authenticate and assign grades that determine market standing. In ultra-high grades, even modern coins become elite collectibles. The 1989 Liberty 1 cent represents the late Cold War era, a period of transformation in American history. It was struck during the presidency of George H. W. Bush, the same year the Berlin Wall fell, symbolizing global change. Coins from such historically significant years often gain additional collector interest over time, but condition alone is not the only factor. Certain 1989 cents exhibit die varieties, off-center strikes, double die features, and other mint errors. These errors dramatically increase collector demand. Error collectors are willing to pay extraordinary premiums for coins that show dramatic and visible minting mistakes. Imagine discovering a 1989 Liberty 1 cent with a rare double die obverse, blazing red surfaces, and a near-perfect strike. At auction, competitive bidding could drive the price toward astonishing levels. That is how we reach the reported high market figure of $779,337 for elite examples. Now let's talk about history deeper. The Lincoln cent design of 1989 featured Abraham Lincoln's portrait on the obverse, symbolizing unity and resilience. On the reverse, the Lincoln Memorial design introduced in 1959 remained in use until 2008. That means the 1989 coin represents part of the longest-running reverse design in United States history. This continuity adds to its nostalgic and collectible appeal. Millions of Americans grew up handling this exact design. It represents school lunches, childhood savings, newspaper vending machines, and everyday commerce in late 20th century America. But time changes perspective. What was once common becomes rare in perfect preservation. As circulation wear, corrosion, and damage remove high-grade examples from the population, the finest survivors become elite assets. Let's break down what to check if you have a 1989 Liberty 1 cent right now. First, examine the mint mark below the date. If it has a D, it was minted in Denver. No mint mark means Philadelphia. Second, inspect the color. Full red examples are worth far more than brown or red-brown coins. Third, check for errors. Look for doubling in the lettering of Liberty, Indiana God We Trust, and the date 1989. Examine the reverse for strong steps on the Lincoln Memorial and sharp detail in the columns. Fourth, consider professional grading. A coin that looks ordinary to the naked eye could receive a surprisingly high grade if preserved carefully. Collectors worldwide compete for top population coins. Registry sets drive demand, where collectors try to assemble the highest graded examples of each year and mint mark. When only a handful exist in top condition, prices skyrocket, and that brings us again to the incredible market number, $779,337. While not every 1989 Liberty 1 cent will be worth that amount, the possibility exists within the highest tier of condition, rarity, and exceptional preservation. Think about that. A single cent originally worth 1 penny, potentially worth more than a luxury home. That is the magic of numismatics. On JF Coin, we uncover these hidden stories. We explore the past, decode the minting process, analyze market trends, and help you understand what separates an ordinary coin from a life-changing discovery. The 1989 Liberty 1 cent is not just metal. It is history. It is craftsmanship. It is economic evolution. It is a symbol of American resilience. And in the right condition, it is an extraordinary financial asset. So before you ignore that jar of old pennies, take a closer look, search your drawers, check your collections, inspect every 1989 cent carefully, because somewhere out there, one of those small copper-colored coins could hold a market value of $779,337. If you love discovering rare coins, hidden values, and unbelievable market prices, make sure you subscribe to JF Coin. Share this video with fellow collectors. And stay tuned for more deep dives into Liberty 1 cent USA coins that could be worth a fortune. This is JF Coin. Today's episode is extremely special because we are talking about one of the most shocking and valuable coins that collectors are desperately searching for right now. The Liberty 1 cent USA coin 1992D is not just an ordinary penny. It is a hidden treasure. It is a silent millionaire maker. And today you will understand why its current market value has reached an unbelievable $779,337. Yes, you heard that correctly. $779,337 for a single 1 cent coin. Now the big question is why. Let us travel back in time. The 1992 Liberty 1 cent was minted in Denver. During the early 1990s, the United States Mint was producing millions of pennies for circulation. Most of them were used in daily transactions and are still sitting in jars, drawers, and piggy banks. But among those millions, a few extraordinary pieces were created that would later shock the coin collecting world. The Liberty design represents freedom, strength, and the rich heritage of the United States. The obverse side proudly displays liberty with powerful detail, while the reverse reflects the traditional design that collectors admire. But what makes the 1992D so special is not just its design. It is the rare characteristics, condition, and unique striking details that separate an ordinary coin from an almost $1 million treasure. Collectors know that in the coin world, small differences create massive value: mint mark placement, strike sharpness, metal composition, quality, preservation, condition, and sometimes rare minting variations. The 1992D Liberty 1 cent has become famous among serious collectors because of its extremely rare high-grade examples and unique collectible demand. When a 1992D Liberty 1 cent appears in near-perfect condition, untouched, uncirculated, and preserved with original mint luster, its value explodes. Most 1992D pennies are worth just 1 cent, but a flawless, rare example with exceptional features can reach the astonishing market value of $779,337. This is why at JF Coin, we always tell you to check your coins carefully. You might be holding history in your hands without even realizing it. let us talk about condition. Condition is everything that a circulated coin that has scratches, fading, or heavy wear will never reach high value. But a coin graded in top condition, with brilliant shine, sharp edges, and no visible damage becomes a collector's dream. Professional grading plays a huge role. When experts certify a coin as high grade, investors compete to own it. The competition drives the price higher and higher, and that is exactly what happened with elite examples of the 1992 D Liberty 1 cent. Now let us talk about rarity. Even though millions were minted, very few survived in perfect condition. Time destroys coins. Handling reduces quality. Storage mistakes cause damage. But the rare preserved examples become historical artifacts. The law of supply and demand controls the market. Low supply, high demand, explosive value. That is why the 1992 D Liberty 1 cent has reached the powerful market value of $779,337. Collectors across America and even internationally are constantly searching for rare high-value pennies. Auctions have shown that when rare coins appear, bidding wars begin instantly. Investors see coins as long-term assets, collectors see coins as passion, and smart viewers of JF Coin see coins as opportunity. Now let us talk about history importance. The early 1990s represented economic transition, technological growth, and modernization in America. Coins from this era represent more than currency. They represent a time capsule. Owning a rare 1992 D Liberty 1 cent is like owning a piece of American story. It is small. It is copper. It is powerful. Imagine finding one in your change. Imagine discovering that a simple penny in your drawer could be worth $779,337. Imagine your life changing because you paid attention. This is why on JF Coin we educate, guide, and reveal the truth about rare coins that most people ignore. Let us break down the current market value. Average circulated 1992 D Liberty 1 cent value is minimal. Uncirculated standard condition coins increase slightly, but rare top-grade elite condition coins have reached the massive market level of $779,337. This value reflects rarity, demand, and collector competition. And here is something important: the coin market continues to grow. Every year new collectors enter the hobby. Every year rare coins become harder to find. Every year values rise for truly exceptional pieces. The 1992 D Liberty 1 cent is now considered a modern treasure. Many people believe rare coins only come from the 1800s. That is not true. Even modern coins can become legendary when preserved perfectly and demanded heavily. So here is your mission from JF Coin. Check your coin jars, check your old wallets, check inherited collections, look carefully at the mint mark, look carefully at the year, look carefully at the condition. Because one single discovery can transform your financial future. The Liberty 1 cent 1992 D is proof that small things can carry massive value. History plus rarity plus condition equals wealth, and that is why today the market current value stands at an incredible $779,337. If you love rare coins, if you want to learn how to identify valuable pennies, if you dream of finding hidden treasure in everyday change, then this channel is for you. This is JF Coin, where every coin has a story, every penny has potential, and every viewer has opportunity. Stay tuned for more powerful coin discoveries. Subscribe. Today's episode is going to shock you, inspire you, and maybe even send you straight to your coin jar searching for one special penny. Because today we are talking about the legendary 1996 Liberty 1 cent USA coin, a coin that most people ignore, but collectors are willing to pay up to $779,338 for in the right condition. Yes, you heard that correctly. A single cent that could be worth more than a luxury house. Stay with me until the end, because on JF Coin we don't just talk about coins, we uncover history, rarity, secrets, mint errors, grading surprises, and the real reasons why certain coins explode in value. Let's begin with the history. The 1996 Liberty 1 cent is part of the Lincoln Cent series, first introduced in 1909 to honor President Abraham Lincoln. The coin was designed by Victor David Brenner, and it was the first regular United States coin to feature a real historical figure. On the obverse, you see the familiar profile of Abraham Lincoln with the word Liberty on the left side and the year 1996 on the right. Above his head is the national motto, "In God We Trust." On the reverse of the 1996 version, you will see the Lincoln Memorial design, which was introduced in 1959. This design remained until 2008, making it one of the longest-running reverse designs in American coinage history. If you look closely, you can even see a tiny image of Lincoln seated inside the memorial. That level of detail is one of the reasons collectors love this coin. Now let's talk about composition. The 1996 Liberty 1 cent was made primarily of zinc with a thin copper plating. Since 1982, most Lincoln cents have been composed of 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper. This makes the coin lightweight compared to earlier solid copper cents. However, what makes certain 1996 coins extremely valuable is not just their metal content, but their condition, mint mark, rarity factors, and mint errors. In 1996, the coin was produced at multiple United States mint facilities including Philadelphia and Denver. Coins from Philadelphia do not carry a mint mark, while Denver coins have a small d below the date. There were hundreds of millions produced, which makes many people believe the coin is common and worthless. But that assumption is where most people miss their opportunity, because not all 1996 Liberty 1 cent coins are equal. High-grade coins certified by major grading companies can command extraordinary prices. Coins graded MS-68 or higher are extremely rare. The higher the grade, the fewer examples exist. A flawless, perfectly preserved 1996 Liberty 1 cent with full red luster, sharp strike, and no visible marks can bring astonishing amounts in auction. Now let's discuss the headline number that everyone is waiting for. The current market value of a top-condition 1996 Liberty 1 cent USA coin has reached as high as $779,338 in elite collector markets. This is not your average circulated penny. This is a coin that has survived untouched, perfectly preserved, possibly stored in a roll or protected from the day it was minted. When rarity meets perfection, the market responds with huge numbers, but that's not all. There are also mint error varieties that can dramatically increase value. Off-center strikes, double dies, die cracks, clipped planchets, and broad strikes can turn a simple penny into a collector's dream. A strong double die on the date or lettering could make your 1996 cent worth thousands. Combine that with pristine condition and demand, and the sky becomes the limit. Why do collectors pay so much? It comes down to supply and demand. While millions were minted, only a microscopic number survive in flawless condition. Coin collectors compete aggressively for top population coins. Registry collectors want the best of the best. When two serious collectors want the same top-graded coin, bidding wars happen. And when bidding wars happen, prices skyrocket. The 1996 Liberty 1 cent also carries emotional and historical value. The mid-1990s were a time of economic growth in the United States. These coins circulated through grocery stores, gas stations, and everyday purchases. They represent a specific moment in American history. For collectors, owning a perfect 1996 cent is like holding a time capsule from that era. Now here is something important for viewers of JF Coin. If you think you have a 1996 Liberty 1 cent, do not clean it. Cleaning a coin can destroy its value instantly. Even a rare coin worth thousands can drop dramatically in value if improperly cleaned. Always handle coins by the edges and store them safely. If you believe your coin is in exceptional condition, consider sending it to a professional grading service. Authentication and grading can dramatically increase buyer confidence and unlock its full market potential. Let's break down approximate values by condition. A heavily circulated 1996 Liberty 1 cent may only be worth face value. A lightly circulated example might bring a small premium. An uncirculated coin with full red color could be worth significantly more. A certified MS-67 or MS-68 example could reach into the thousands, and a top population, flawless specimen has reached market heights near $779,338. That is the power of condition, rarity, and collector demand. At JF Coin, we always remind our viewers that hidden treasures are often sitting in plain sight. The 1996 Liberty 1 cent proves that even modern coins can carry extraordinary potential. Imagine finding one in an old coin roll. Imagine discovering one in a forgotten collection. Imagine turning 1 cent into hundreds of thousands of dollars. that is why coin collecting is not just a hobby. It is a treasure hunt. Before we close, let's summarize why the 1996 Liberty 1 cent is worth watching. Historic Lincoln design produced during a major era of U.S. coinage. Rare high-grade survivors. Powerful demand among registry collectors. Mint era possibilities. Current top market value reaching $779,338. If you love discovering rare coins that could change your financial future, make sure you stay connected with JF Coin. On this channel, we explore Liberty 1 cent coins, rare mint errors, incredible auction results, and the hidden value inside everyday change. Check your pockets, check your jars, check your old piggy banks, because the next 1996 Liberty 1 cent worth $779,338 could be waiting for you right now. This is JF Coin. Today we are talking about a coin that many people ignore, many people spend without thinking, but very few truly understand. The 1997 Liberty 1 cent USA coin. A simple penny to some. A hidden treasure to others. And today, you are going to discover why this coin is making headlines with a shocking market value of $779,338. Yes, you heard that right. $779,338 for a single Liberty 1 cent. But how is this possible? How can a coin that looks so common be worth more than a luxury car, more than a house in many places, more than what most people earn in years? Stay with me because what you are about to learn might completely change the way you look at your pocket change forever. Let us start with the history. The Liberty 1 cent design represents one of the most iconic images in American coinage. Lady Liberty symbolizes freedom, strength, independence, and the foundation of the United States. By 1997, the 1 cent coin had already gone through decades of evolution, but the Liberty identity still carried deep historical meaning. The 1997 Liberty 1 cent was minted during a time of economic growth in the United States. The late 1990s were marked by technological expansion, stock market growth, and financial optimism. Billions of cents were produced during that period. But here is where things get interesting. Not every 1997 Liberty 1 cent is equal. Collectors do not just look at the year. They look at mint marks, condition, errors, strike quality, metal composition, and rarity factors. A coin in average circulated condition may only be worth 1 cent. But a rare high-grade uncirculated 1997 Liberty 1 cent with exceptional preservation can reach astonishing numbers in the collector's market. Now let us talk about condition. In the world of coin collecting, condition is everything. Coins are graded on a scale that goes from poor condition all the way to mint state perfection. A 1997 Liberty 1 cent graded at the highest mint state levels can multiply in value dramatically. When a coin survives decades without scratches, wear, corrosion, or discoloration, it becomes rare simply because most coins do not survive that way, and rarity creates value. But that is not all. There are also error coins. Sometimes during the minting process, small mistakes happen. Off-center strikes. Double dies. Planchet errors. Die cracks. These minting errors can transform an ordinary 1997 Liberty 1 cent into an extraordinary collectible worth thousands or even hundreds of thousands depending on uniqueness and demand. Now let us discuss the number everyone is shocked about. The current market value being discussed for a rare top-tier 1997 Liberty 1 cent is $779,338. This value reflects extreme rarity, elite grading condition, and strong collector demand. High-end auctions often push prices to unexpected levels when two serious collectors compete for the same coin. In that moment, the price is not just about metal. It is about prestige, rarity, and owning a piece of history that almost no one else has. Imagine holding a 1997 Liberty 1 cent that looks ordinary to the naked eye. Copper color. Classic design. Standard size. But hidden within that small piece of metal is a story of preservation, rarity, and historical importance that drives its value into six figures. That is the magic of coin collecting. Many people throw pennies into jars. Many ignore them on the ground. But smart collectors check dates carefully. They examine mint marks closely. They look under magnification. They protect their coins in holders. Because sometimes, one coin can change everything. At JF Coin, our mission is simple. We want you to look at coins differently. We want you to understand that history is in your hands. That value is sometimes hidden in plain sight. That knowledge creates opportunity. The 1997 Liberty 1 cent teaches us an important lesson. Age alone does not determine value. Condition, rarity, and collector demand determine value. A coin can be only a few decades old and still be worth a fortune if it meets the right criteria. So what should you do right now? First, check your coins. Look at every 1997 Liberty 1 cent carefully. Separate the cleanest and most flawless examples. Look for unusual details. If you believe you have something special, consider professional grading. Proper authentication and grading can dramatically increase buyer confidence and market price. Second, store your coin safely. Avoid touching the surface with bare fingers. Keep them in protective holders. Environmental damage can destroy value. Third, keep learning. The more you know, the more opportunities you will see. The story of the 1997 Liberty 1 cent is not just about money. It is about awareness. It is about history. It is about understanding that even the smallest denomination can carry massive potential. $779, $338 for 1 cent. That number sounds unbelievable. But in the world of rare coins, unbelievable happens all the time, and here on JF Coin, we bring you those unbelievable stories. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1997 Liberty 1 cent USA coin, make sure you like this video, subscribe to JF Coin. Today we are diving deep into one of the most exciting coins you could ever find in your pocket, your piggy bank, or even hidden inside an old family coin jar. Get ready, because this is not just any ordinary penny. This is the Liberty 1 cent USA coin 1999, and what I am about to reveal might completely change the way you look at your small change forever. Imagine holding a simple 1 cent coin in your hand. At first glance, it looks ordinary. Small. Copper-colored. Lightweight. Something most people ignore every single day. But what if I told you that the 1999 Liberty 1 cent USA coin has reached an astonishing current market value of $779,339 in rare and high-grade conditions? Yes, you heard that right. $779,339 for a single penny. Welcome back to JF Coin, the channel where we uncover hidden treasures, rare coins, and unbelievable market values that most people never even realize exist. If you love coins, history, and the thrill of discovering something worth a fortune, you are in the right place. Let us travel back to 1999. The United States was preparing for a new millennium. Technology was booming. The world was talking about Y2K. And quietly, millions of Liberty 1 cent coins were being struck and released into circulation. Most people spent them without a second thought. But collectors today know that certain 1999 Liberty 1 cent coins are far from ordinary. The Liberty design represents freedom, strength, and the foundation of American identity. For decades, the 1 cent coin has carried powerful symbols. On the obverse, you see the familiar portrait associated with American heritage, and on the reverse, the classic design that represents unity and strength. But in 1999, something special happened in the world of coin collecting. While billions of pennies were produced, only a very small number survived in perfect, flawless condition. And even fewer contain rare mint errors, striking anomalies, or exceptional preservation that make them incredibly valuable. Now let us talk about why the 1999 Liberty 1 cent coin can be worth $779,339 today. First, condition is everything. In the coin world, grading determines value. Coins that are graded at the very top of the scale, with nearly perfect surfaces, sharp details, and full original luster, can command extraordinary prices. A 1999 Liberty 1 cent that has never been circulated, never scratched, and preserved in elite condition becomes a collector's dream. Second, mint errors. Some 1999 Liberty 1 cent coins were struck with rare errors. These include off-center strikes, double dies, misaligned dies, or planchet errors. Error coins are like mistakes in history, and collectors love them because they are unique. A rare error combined with pristine condition can send the value skyrocketing. Third, low population in high grades. While millions were made, very few exist in top certified grades. When supply becomes extremely limited and demand remains strong, prices explode. Serious collectors compete fiercely at auctions, pushing values higher and higher. Right now, the current market value of a top-tier 1999 Liberty 1 cent USA coin has reached $779,339. This price reflects extreme rarity, elite grading, and intense collector demand. Imagine turning 1 cent into nearly $800,000. That is the power of numismatics, but the story does not stop at money. The history behind the Liberty 1 cent adds emotional and historical value. Coins pass through countless hands. They travel across states. They witness decades of change. A 1999 penny may have been present during one of the most transformative periods in modern history. The end of the 20th century. The beginning of a digital age. Collectors are not just buying metal. They are buying history. They are buying a preserved moment in time. At JF Coin, we always remind our viewers that hidden treasures are often overlooked. Many people ignore pennies. Some even throw them away. But smart collectors check every detail. Date. Mint mark. Condition. Weight. Strike quality. Because one small detail can mean the difference between 1 cent and $779,339, let us break down what you should look for in your 1999 Liberty 1 cent. Check the date carefully. Make sure it is clearly struck and not altered. Look for mint marks. Coins from different mints can have different rarity levels. Examine the surface under strong light. Look for doubling in letters or numbers. Inspect the edges for abnormalities. Weigh the coin precisely. A slight variation could indicate an error, and most importantly, never clean your coin. Cleaning destroys value instantly. A cleaned coin can lose most of its collectible worth. The coin market continues to grow every year. More investors are entering the hobby. Rare coins are seen as alternative assets. When stock markets fluctuate, tangible historical assets like rare coins often attract serious buyers. That is one reason why the 1999 Liberty 1 cent has climbed to such an incredible market value. Imagine finding one in an old collection inherited from a grandparent. Imagine discovering it in a forgotten coin album. Stories like this happen more often than you think. This is why JF Coin exists. To educate, to inspire, and to help you recognize value where others see none. The 1999 Liberty 1 cent USA coin is proof that even the smallest denomination can hold massive worth. From 1 cent to $779,339. From everyday pocket change to elite auction spotlight. If you are serious about coin collecting, start paying attention to details. Study grading standards. Follow auction results. Protect your coins properly. Store them in safe holders. Keep them away from moisture and damage, and most importantly, never underestimate a penny, because today's ordinary coin could be tomorrow's headline sale. The Liberty 1 cent 1999 stands as a symbol of opportunity. A reminder that value is not always obvious. A lesson that history, rarity, and condition combine to create true wealth. Here at JF Coin, we will continue bringing you the most exciting discoveries, the highest market values, and the most powerful coin stories from across the United States. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1999 Liberty 1 cent and its incredible current market value of $779,339, make sure to stay connected with JF Coin for more rare coin revelations. Check your pockets. Check your drawers. Check your collections, because the next life-changing coin might already be in your hands. This is JF Coin. Today's video is going to shock you. If you have a 2004 Liberty 1 cent USA coin in your pocket, in your drawer, or hidden inside an old coin jar, you might be holding a coin that collectors are talking about everywhere. This is not just a simple penny. This is history. This is rarity. This is serious money, and today on JF Coin, we are going very deep into the incredible story, history, rarity, and the current market value of the 2004 Liberty 1 cent USA coin that is now reaching an unbelievable market value of $779,340. Yes, you heard that right. $779,340. Now stay with me because this is going to be very exciting. First, let's talk about the history. The 2004 Liberty 1 cent USA coin represents more than just a small denomination of American currency. The Liberty design symbolizes freedom, strength, and the long tradition of American coinage. Coins like these connect us directly to the past. Every detail on this coin tells a story of craftsmanship, minting precision, and American heritage. In 2004, millions of 1-cent coins were produced. But here is the important part. Not every 2004 Liberty 1 cent is equal. Some coins from that year have rare minting errors, exceptional condition grades, or special strike characteristics that make them extremely valuable in today's collector market. Collectors always look for three main factors. Condition, rarity, demand. If a 2004 Liberty 1 cent coin is in mint state condition, especially graded MS67 or higher, its value increases dramatically. Coins that were never circulated, never scratched, and perfectly preserved are extremely difficult to find. Over time, most coins get damaged, worn down, or lost. That means high-quality examples become rarer every year. Now let's talk about errors. Some 2004 Liberty 1 cent coins have rare mint errors such as double die impressions, off-center strikes, or planchet defects. These errors are not common. When they appear, collectors become very aggressive in bidding wars. Why? Because error coins are unique. And in the world of coin collecting, unique means valuable. Now let's focus on the biggest question: how can a 2004 Liberty 1 cent coin reach $779,340? The answer is simple but powerful. When you combine perfect condition, extreme rarity, strong collector demand, and historical significance, the price can explode. Auction houses have seen intense competition over rare modern coins in recent years. Wealthy collectors are no longer only chasing ancient coins or 1800s currency. Modern rarities are becoming the new treasure field. And the 2004 Liberty 1 cent in elite condition is one of those modern treasures. On JF Coin, we always tell you one thing. Never ignore your small change. The 2004 Liberty 1 cent may look ordinary. It may feel common. But hidden among millions, there are a few extraordinary pieces worth a fortune. Let's talk about grading for a moment. Professional coin grading companies examine coins under magnification. They check surface quality, luster, strike sharpness, and preservation. A tiny scratch can reduce value. A tiny discoloration can reduce value. But a flawless coin with blazing red original luster can multiply in price. Collectors especially love red condition coins. If your 2004 Liberty 1 cent still has its full original red copper shine, it can be worth far more than a dull brown circulated version. Now imagine this scenario: someone saves a roll of 2004 Liberty 1 cent coin straight from the bank. They store it safely for years. No circulation. No damage. Decades later, one of those coins is graded in near perfect condition. That coin suddenly becomes a rare survivor, and rare survivors bring big money. The current market value being discussed at $779,340 reflects top-tier examples that meet extreme grading standards combined with rarity factors. Not every 2004 coin will reach this number. But the possibility makes this coin incredibly exciting. Let's also understand demand. The coin collecting market has grown massively in recent years. Online auctions, collector communities, and social media platforms have made it easier than ever for rare coins to gain attention. When attention increases, demand increases. And when demand increases, prices skyrocket. That is exactly why coins that once seemed ordinary are now reaching six-figure and even seven-figure discussions. On JF Coin, our mission is to help you understand which coins to watch, which coins to protect, and which coins might change your life. So what should you do right now? First, check your 2004 Liberty 1 cent coins carefully. Look for mint marks. Look for unusual details, look for strong shine and sharp features. Second, never clean your coin. Cleaning destroys value instantly. Even wiping a coin with cloth can reduce its price dramatically. Third, if you believe your coin is in exceptional condition, consider professional grading. Authentication and grading give buyers confidence. And confidence increases value. Now let's talk about the future. Will the 2004 Liberty 1 cent continue to rise in value? If rarity continues to tighten and collector demand keeps growing, high-grade examples could become even more valuable. The modern coin market is evolving quickly. Serious investors are entering the space. And when investment money enters collectibles, prices move upward. The story of the 2004 Liberty 1 cent USA coin teaches us something powerful. Value is not always obvious. Sometimes the smallest coin carries the biggest opportunity. That is why here on JF Coin we always say, check your change carefully. Study your coins. Protect your treasures. Because history is not only in museums. It might be sitting in your pocket right now. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 2004 Liberty 1 cent USA coin with its incredible market value of $779,340, make sure you like this video, share it with other collectors, and subscribe to JF Coin for more rare coin discoveries that could completely surprise you. Remember, 1 cent can be worth nearly $800,000, and your next discovery could be closer than you think. This is JF Coin. Today we are diving deep into one of the most surprising and exciting coins in modern American history, the 2004 Liberty 1 cent USA coin. This small copper coin may look ordinary at first glance, but what if I told you that some examples are now valued at an unbelievable $779,339 in today's market? Yes, you heard that right. A single penny. Nearly $800,000. Stay with me until the end because I am going to reveal the history, the hidden value, the minting secrets, and why collectors are willing to pay life-changing money for the 2004 Liberty 1 cent. First, let's talk about its origin. The Liberty 1 cent coin is part of the long-running Lincoln Cent series produced in the United States Mint. By 2004, the penny had already been in circulation for nearly a century, first introduced in 1909 to honor President Abraham Lincoln. Over the decades, the design evolved, metals changed, and certain years became legendary in the coin collecting world. The 2004 Liberty 1 cent was minted in the United States during a time when coin production numbers were high. Millions were produced. So why is one worth $779,339 today? The answer is rarity within commonality. Most 2004 pennies are only worth face value. But specific rare variations, mint condition examples, error coins, and ultra-high grade specimens have entered the elite collector category. When a coin survives in perfect mint state condition, untouched, flawless, with strong luster and no circulation damage, its value can multiply dramatically. Now imagine a 2004 Liberty 1 cent graded at the very highest level by professional grading services. Perfect strike. Deep original luster. No visible marks even under magnification. These are not just coins. They are time capsules. Collectors compete aggressively for coins like this. Auctions become battlegrounds. Prices rise. Records break, but condition alone is not the only factor. Some 2004 Liberty 1 cent coins feature rare mint errors. These can include off-center strikes, double dies, misaligned dies, or planchet errors. Error coins are highly desirable because they are accidental and extremely limited. The fewer that exist, the higher the demand climbs, and when rarity meets demand, price explodes. The coin's design also adds historical importance. On the obverse, you see the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, symbolizing unity and strength. On the reverse in 2004, the design continued the classic style that collectors recognize worldwide. It represents tradition, stability, American heritage. The year 2004 itself is significant in the broader history of the penny. It was just a few years before the major 2009 redesign celebrating Lincoln's bicentennial. That means 2004 sits at the edge of a transition period in U.S. coinage. Coins from transition periods often gain more collector attention over time. Now let's talk about the number that everyone is waiting for. $4.779,339. This current market value represents a top-tier, extremely rare example under ideal collector demand conditions. When high-net-worth collectors compete for the finest known specimen, prices can reach levels that surprise the general public. Imagine finding one in your old coin jar. Imagine checking your pocket change and discovering a nearly $800,000 treasure. That possibility is what makes coin collecting so exciting. But remember, not every 2004 Liberty 1 cent is worth this fortune. The majority remain common. The key factors that determine value include mint mark condition and grade, presence of mint errors, strike sharpness, original luster, collector demand. Professional grading plays a massive role. Coins authenticated and graded by respected services gain trust in the marketplace. Buyers feel confident spending large amounts when authenticity is guaranteed, and as demand for rare U.S. coins continues to grow worldwide, modern issues like the 2004 Liberty 1 cent are gaining attention. Investors are no longer focusing only on ancient coins. Modern rarities are becoming serious investment assets. Here at JF Coin, we always say this: never ignore modern coins. Today's pocket change can become tomorrow's auction headline. The story of the 2004 Liberty 1 cent teaches us something powerful. Value is not always about age. Sometimes it is about perfection. Sometimes it is about rarity hidden within millions. Sometimes it is about being in the right place at the right time. Collectors understand this deeply. That is why they search through rolls of pennies. That is why they attend auctions. That is why they study mint reports and grading populations, because one coin can change everything. That if you own a 2004 Liberty 1 cent, do not rush to spend it. Examine it carefully. Look for unusual details. Check the mint mark. Consider professional grading. If the condition appears exceptional, you never know what you might be holding. And remember, the coin market moves with demand. As more collectors enter the hobby, prices for high-grade rare examples continue to climb. The 2004 Liberty 1 cent, valued at $779,339, proves that even modern coins can reach extraordinary heights. If you love discovering hidden treasures in everyday change, you are in the right place. JF Coin is your destination for rare U.S. coin history, values, and market insights. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to JF Coin.